And you've got to put yourself in his shoes. This is really, really big news for him.
It is big news, and there's obviously going to be a little bit nerves, and particularly in the first session. So it's important for him to get off to a good start, get his first frame on the board very quickly.
Yes, it could be hard to get that one out of your mind, because that was a frame which he's controlled throughout the frame. A long way away with the final pot, but a long way away with the desired safety shot he played on the blue. But an excellent clearance from Ryan Day.
Yes, Hugh Peng, Mr. Black off the spot, of course, early on in that frame on a break of 41, which had looked very good. And that can have an effect in you, and then, of course, that long red later on. These are the type of shots that unsettle you. This would be a good one to knock in. There's two things he was trying there, obviously to pot the red, but also to screw the cue ball back to be on the black and leave nothing on for Ryan Day. That's easy anyway, so the problem is that you can take a little bit of focus away from the pot, and that's enough to miss it. Tremendous pot this time. You couldn't get a lot closer to the black, I'm afraid, so should make it, but this is perfect. A little bit tricky though, if you're under pressure, which I'm sure he is at the moment, but he looked in his previous rounds that he's got a very good temperament.
Nine.
Once again, a very gentle push into the reds. And that was another thing I noticed in his last game. He's very good at doing that. He's not one that smashes into them. He's dislodged quite a number of reds there. May go into them again, all depends how he feels, but he's got to be careful he doesn't cover the red that's just above the cue ball if he goes into them. He needs to be on that one.
Oh dear, it's hard to see somebody play a shot like that. That pack was absolutely perfect to play into at pace. I'm really surprised he's played it like that. You get what you deserve here, and he didn't deserve to have a better positional shot than this at the pace he played it.
No, he hit that quick, and he was a bit wobbly, but he's just gone through the corner. He may get away with it now. Just have an angle on the black, he can get on reds. Just hit it a bit too full, and because of the pace it dropped through the corner. Now he's got a number of choices here to get position. Just how he feels about it. There's a few available in the centre. You can screw off the cushion and out for reds into the corner. Well, I don't know what he'd done then. He didn't do either. He's on nothing.
Sure.
He's asking our referee, Michaela Tab, to clean the cue ball, so You may feel he had a poor contact there. Oh yes, you can see the delay there before the backspin took, so that means you had a little bit of a dead contact, white onto black. He's having a look here what you could leave if he plays a double, which is the red that's nearest to the cue ball into the right centre. Could play that and hold for the black, but only if he's not leaving anything on. A good double. Just a little bit short of this position. It's a very thin cut, this is. Oh, it's an excellent shot. Excellent shot. 100% committed to what he wanted to do, didn't play it gently.
32.
Just trying to stick on the reds. Perfect. Now, we mentioned earlier he'd done a 41 in the first frame and broke down and lost the frame. He doesn't want to do it again.
33.
And that's a fraction short there on the pace of the cue ball. He's glanced at the pink, but that isn't straightforward either. You see the bridging over that red just made this shot missable. And that's what he's done. Shame that.
33.
Played a few good shots there. Breaks down to 33.
Seen a lot of blacks missing that pocket for some reason. It seems just to dive a little bit towards the near jaw, but as in the first frame, he had the frame completely in his grasp and missed the vital ball. Ryan Day cleared with a 50 to win the first. Will he clear again to win this one? Not with a shot like that. Luckily the black's over the pocket. I don't know quite what red he played for there. I can only presume he played for the red in the middle and he's overhit it by some 6 or 7 inches. I don't think he's on anything. This is the shot. I mean, you can see the red on the outside of the pack. He wanted to stop about there, and it's just kept running and running and running. So only a safety shot to play.
Ryan Day 8.
That's one of the advantages of having so much power in your cue action. Ryan Day then just held that cue ball so easy then. Delivered the cue very easily and still retained the spin until it reached the red and tight on the cushion.
This is what he's got left on Hawkeye. Precious little. Wasn't easy to play that safe, and he's played a poor one. Played to find the top cushion. Luckily he hasn't left anything straight forward.
Foul. Ryan Day 4.
Well, 4 points away, but it's better off in that pocket than wobbling and leaving reds on. So Ryan Day will have to pot something from distance now if he's going to take something on. So 2 blacks that young man has missed so far, one in the first, one in the second frame, both into the same pocket. That was a long way out. And he's left something in the middle, that's for sure. I think one of them will go. Caught it much too thin. Otherwise the cue would have been further up the table and this red wouldn't have been available.
One.
And done. He's missed a few, but he seems to recover quickly, will he?
Yeah, it's just obviously crucible nerves, first session of the biggest match of his life. He's just, for me, not going through the cue ball well enough at the minute. Probably a little bit of nerves. Good recovery though.
8. Nine.
He's in good position again. Black he missed earlier in this frame. He lost position a bit, had a bridge over a red and then missed the black because of it. He's okay. A little too far,
16.
but it's better there than being behind the pink, and he had to use a spider for the red. Maybe worth clipping off this, one of the reds is on the left of the pot he's taken on. We've brought him into play.
17.
That was always in through the corner at that pace. Well, that looked in.
Joe, you're paying 17.
It must have bounced as it went into the pocket and up onto the rail and onto the floor. Well, that went in. It sort of bounced as he was going in and the rubber caught and it went on the table.
I don't know whether we can see that in slow motion, but I'd like to see what actually happened to it, because if it did hit the leather, I can't understand how it's come out of the pocket. Let's just have a little look. No, it just caught the near jaw, so in fairness he was probably missing it anyway. He's certainly having a few chances, Chow Yu Peng.
Nicely played, but
6.
once again went through the corner on the thin side. So I didn't get perfect position, but he's on the red. And that's what he can do, you see, that's the problem. Those thin cuts, you only need a fraction of a bad contact and they will throw thick. That's if he'd been a little bit straighter on it, perhaps a 3/4 ball, he'd never miss it because he'd be stunning it. So a few errors creeping in here early on in this match, but I suppose you can half expect it. But when you see these players on the practice table, you wonder why they miss anything. They're all brilliant on the practice table before they go out.